domination here over the opponent.
Dang, they got dubs
Talk
in the
about
chat
fights for the
already,
forecast
chat.
tower.
They got dubs in the chat.
The card is in the hands of Bryce and Bolt, whom are just outside of it. So if they want to activate it, they will have to fight their way through this duo.
At the same time, though, Clone and Kramzu might be enough of a distraction factor. Bolt and Bryce are going to look to retreat just a little bit further east from where the forecast tower is currently at, but Vico and Flixie know that they've got the prime real estate currently. They don't want to allow for Bryce and Bolt to get a complete freebie for this forecast tower, but they might not have a choice. And even further still in the horizon, Thomas HD, Queasy, slight surge base on a hill just outside of Reckless Railways, but more importantly still, Thomas HD, he was on fire all day yesterday, especially with that Monarch pistol.
And we saw moments where he was clutching up, perfectly timed there, back-to-back tags. This is the highlight you were just talking about, Taco. I mean, Thomas HD is a sniper with anything in his hands that does big damage.
If it's got a scope, then Thomas HD is going to be an absolute fiend with that weapon. But Bugha, Aviv, another one of our team's big fan favorites here, of course, but also just knowing that they need to try and develop some form of a new strategy. Even bumped into Aviv in the elevator earlier on today here at MDF and asked them, hey, we looking at the comeback? And he's like, well, I hope so. And it could start here. They've already got one elimination onto Danath. It's just Tinka trying to keep his duo's hopes alive, but Bugha and Aviv, they struggled a decent bit with their surge damage. So
that's day 2.
This could be a big opportunity if they're able to pinpoint
2, right?
where Tinka is at. And they don't look like they want to let him go.
I'm looking at the map though. The team moving in very fast here from the south now. So other opinions are going to be thrown into the conversation here. It's Asia's Job and Michael who have now started sliding their way towards the courtyard. So anything really can happen. It'd be wise for Bugha and Aviv to possibly make a move now, but of course, it's day 2. Strategies are being put to the test.
But Job and Michael need to be careful with the way that they're crouch walking around that rooftop. Doom's courtyard sitting at a slightly lower elevation than some of the POIs surrounding it. And there's a high possibility a team in a surge base happens to be looking around, see some freebie opened up shots. Players not protected from behind because they're too fixated on trying to get this surprise opportunity onto Aviv and Bugha.
There's Koyota, Mipoli, Kovacs, and Huddy. A lot of teams looking to set up an ambush at the moment. Gotta love this strategy here.
Day 2, right, Chad?
We haven't seen too many big plays coming out the bush just yet, but doesn't mean even a top-tier professional won't get caught off guard, given that we've seen anything happen here on the desk. But there's just no foot traffic here, given that the zone is pretty far north, it seems, north-northeast-ish at the moment.
Problem though for Kovacs and Huddy, since they were forced out of Rebel's Roost, they didn't actually have that time, that opportunity to properly farm out some of those much needed hard materials. Their mat count looking a little bit grim given the current circumstances. It's gonna be hard to try and control your own mid game. That materials back it up is Ed Persa tracking down.
I am
solo in Nathan, but
bro, I wanted to watch this
time
earlier.
in sight for Nathan.
Persa on the move right now. Ed pressing hot on the walls here. Nathan trying to escape.
I was.
It's not looking good for Nathan.
I was like 2 points away from
into the box. Persa goes with Ed. Well played for them, and the Brazilian commentators are popping off on the desk right now for the Brazilian region. You love to see that for Ed and Persa here.
Bro, they said Clicks was gonna win with
Vino. They literally suck. Confidence, the momentum swings that could make all the difference for these next few matches. Clear up day number 2 here. Chicho, just strong connections off of that Monarch pistol. Meanwhile, Vico, Flixie find themselves a little bit of an aggressing situation here onto Clone, but with a team that knows Reckless Railways as expertly as Vico and Flixie, the split approach, they've managed to sandwich Clone in between them, and it looks like Kramzu might also be caught in the thick of it, but I like this pincer maneuver technique coming out of Vico and Flixie.
Yeah, it's working very well, but if this duo of Kramzu and Clone decide to collapse on one or the other, it can spell disaster. So We'll have to see what happens here. This is
Looks like Tommy ain't in it if he didn't do Minecraft.
This is their home turf. Armored wall comes down. This is not good for Vico. I was gonna say they've cut off his backup. Flixie, look, has to work all the way around, and now he has to actually back.
Bro, I never wonder how.
Here,
I always wonder how these guys got like that good at playing the game.
Right now, forced to cap off HP here, given that he'll have to play this one out by himself for a couple of moments. Meanwhile, still a lurking duo nearby in CR's Michael and T1 Job there. Anything can happen, but look at how Vico unfortunately gets caught off and out of position.
There's a lot of trust that's implemented into that split technique, but more importantly still, Clone and Kremzu, they're still having to fight their way out of the Reckless Railways. One elimination might not be enough. Our international regions fully understanding they're gonna need more points to make their way up on the leaderboard standings. And Kremzu, Clone, they've still got their eyes on the prize, I believe, but Job and Michael are not making it easy. Instead, they're gonna track down Flixie, catching him from behind.
Dang.
That's a big pickup.
They're in 41
Job
place.
saving his teammates.
These guys got like, or is that like points for today?
CR Job, T1 Michael coming in, finding eliminations here. Clearly a new strategy being deployed for this duo here, given that yesterday was such a struggle for this team to get their feet off the ground. And now we're seeing a much slower approach as opposed to taking full-on head-to-head battles, almost lurking between the major drops, trying to find fights that are in action, working a lot better for them now.
But the bigger picture here at DF is that when you've got our third place team going out this early on into the match, no placement points secured, and that is a massive deal because it gives so much opportunity. It opens the door for everyone else to try and squeeze their way inside of it. Kremzu back against the wall, trying to see if he can work this way out. But it's not going to be enough. Michael with the collapse. Clean elimination. And that's going to be 3 in total for Job and Michael.
We're seeing why this is a team that had their dominating run on the region. Again, an Asian duo coming up, really making adjustments.
Wait, Peterbot and Boyo already?
The best parts about the day 2 format that we don't get to highlight enough, right? The teams that come in and start to adapt is what makes it so crucial to really pay attention to what is changing around you. But for Peterbot and Boyo, not much has changed, given that they have continued to key their way into the Rift Island. This time, they'll met with a lot more resistance. It's about the weakest we've seen them coming into mid-game, and I mean, it makes sense. You have Zagu up top here with Shadome and Vidil and Reason here. Very strong teams, very low on the surge here for Boyo and Peterbot. I mean, everyone might just get what they've been looking for, a potential early exit here.
Oh, that was a little bit of a whiff there out of Poyo. Was probably hoping to fully connect, but Poyo, he finishes what he started, gets Reason in the process, but finds himself getting immediately gobbled up by Vidil. And now a serious 1-versus-1 situation, but keep in mind, there's so many other teams surrounding Rift Island. Peterbot, he's just hoping that he can get the revive off.
What?
Talk about an incredible save here, but Badiao's not gonna make it easy here. Armored walls are coming out. Peterbot is desperate and boxed up right now. Zagu is also just above, putting in a couple of shots here, but things are gonna slow down. And just when you thought it was over, they get saved here. Peterbot and Boyo are back in.
But at the cost of so many of their armored walls, Peterbot had to fully utilize practically everything he had saved up. And keep in mind, they still need heals. There's no shield,
42.
at least as far as Peterbot's loadout is concerned. Possibly.
Bro, they're not gonna win. They're like first place.
Guess not, considering that neither of them is bothered to recover. They're just trying to tango once more with Vidil, but he will not budge.
Doing an excellent job here, waiting for them. He knows it's still a 2v1, and Peterbot and Boyo are absolutely deadly here. And let's not forget, they have the medallion, right? So they still have very much full awareness.
They only got 2 weapons.
But the tags, they need more damage. They've run out of heals here. This is about the best case scenario for every other duo in the lobby if you want to win the globals, which we know very surely they do.
It says he's got 0, but
Boyo,
right.
no, not giving up just yet. Still knows that there's a job to be done here.
At this stage, though, another issue.
But they got no
Peterbot
shields.
Boyo is one of their only options remaining to exit Rift Island might just be to take the Ascender down. But again, if they go for that launch pad, they might encounter even more resistance.
That's true. They're gonna get shot from the air.
That are a little bit more established, a little bit more healthy as well. But boy, Peterbot, they try to mark it off in the first place.
They're gonna get shot in the air. They're gonna get shot in the air. They're literally gonna get shot in the air. They're about to get shot in the air.
Hopefully they don't get targeted while they're flying.
They should. They're like first place, 448 points.
In the vicinity now. Peterbot going for the dive down. Boyo trying to scout where's the best spot. They're below the surge. They're gonna have to land and take a fight. It's all or nothing now. Peterbot tries to go for Dukes and Sphinx, and they go for it, but Peterbot gets knocked. It's all up to Boyo now. Everything lies on him to keep the train going here. He's gonna find a lot of tags here, just enough to keep his team in the win now. They try to box up Peterbot. They want to finish his duo. He's not trying to give it away for free. He's actually fighting with all of his heart here, and they're running for him, trying to steal his duo away, and he's going for
What?
So close.
Bro, he was so close to winning that.
Takes down Dukes as well in an incredible exchange, and first place is out. The runway is open.
Respect the meat shield performance there out of Sphinx. He knew that he was already.
Bro, I need a teammate like that. All of my teammates have been like dog.
And trust that Dukes would get the job.
Duke Dennis? Where's Duke Dennis?
Upset here in match 7 as 3.
Wait, chat, I'll be right back. You guys watch without me.
Already eliminated. Thomas HD, Queasy, Trulex, Chicho. Now is your chance to surge upwards.
Agers is solo at the moment inside the zone, but we gotta get the update here from Queasy and Thomas HD, who have been working their way up slowly, steadily, looking to manifest this global championships victory right before their eyes here. The tags are great from Thomas. Things are really starting to ramp up now, and we know what they're playing for, and that's that victory. We saw it in the interviews. They just want to take height.
At this stage, if they've had a chance to witness what's been going down inside of that elimination feed, Thomas HD and Queasy exclusively need to focus on their own game, just playing things out as if it's any other match. Pretend like all these other teams in the top 5 are still in the lobby, because that's what's going to give them in the mindset to stay for their best performance.
There's a lot going on right now, given that the zone's starting to develop here. It's not just high ground being held. There's also big names clashing all around us here. Take a look at how Vino jumps in, takes down Paper in the highlight. Possibly then Victor V back-to-back, but it wasn't over yet. He gets met with a crushing defeat to the hands of Quanti and Gone.
The overhead view doing an excellent job at highlighting. There's practically nowhere left to hide. Everybody is stuck on even ground just about. And what I want to see, MDF, is whether or not Queasy and Thomas are going to be able to successfully make their stake on height. Trulex and Chicho box on the low ground directly underneath them. And if these Titans clash, one or the other could potentially fold.
Well, here's the thing. Thomas HD and Queasy are two of the, again, only players left in this lobby that will notably challenge height every single time. Most of the competition that would otherwise do that is not in this lobby. I do anticipate a runaway scenario here. However, Brazil, King and Phaser hopping across, yet not even close enough to challenge up for high ground. So there's very little teams that would actually have the heart to go up, unless coming into day 2, they've decided to shift strategy.
And that was a pretty risky jump forward as well from King and Phaser, because the way that Thomas HD and Queasy have been spraying at other teams, you've got the indication that they likely have.
Wait, chat, who's winning? Who's winning?
So
who's winning?
it's a lot more difficult to
Wait, somebody finally made it to
jumps from the high ground,
316
off the low
points?
barriers,
That's
heading
crazy.
towards
They're gonna
one
catch
side,
up. They're gonna catch
up
up. They're gonna
zone,
catch
but
up.
Sphinx, Dukes, we saw them shut
Duke
down
Dennis?
our first place team on the leaderboard already.
I just heard someone said Duke Dennis.
They're hoping to see if they can transition this into a victory royale of their own.
Sphinx and Dukes through Elims. Hard eyes
Bruh,
on the prize.
I just got, like-
Reese trying to slip his way from the storm line into the safety, but unfortunately is going to
Right,
fall
chat.
there in 19th place now. Very well within the top 20 here, as there's a lot of placement points to be earned. This is a 1.5x multiplier for everyone tuning in right now. These games have significantly more weight than yesterday's round. If there's a
Yeah, that's the
day
thing
to
why-
perform, it is here and it is now. Queasy and Thomas still working their way. Look at this build. They are willing to commit heavy material, heavy resources to hold high ground.
And what's one of the most impressive aspects of Thomas HD and Queasy's run is that they've been doing all of this without a forecast tower. They are just sheer commitment at this stage. Thomas HD continuing to try and prevent players from getting anywhere near that secondary height even, as Cooper forced to just utilize the med kits, playing from the backside of the Storm and zone in general, but only a matter of time before he's spotted out as a solo.
Just a complete shakeup with the teams we're seeing alive right now as well. Bryson Bolts keeping up the momentum from where they left off in game number 6, carrying it straight into game number 7 now. A near top 10 for Bolts here, but he will have to fight someone on the outside of zone. Trulix and Chicho, meanwhile, just running game here on the mid ground. Now looking to jump down to low. They have enough mats to do so, cutting off their opponents.
What, bro? How do these guys build so fast? Look at that.
You have Asia on one side of the wall, OCE on the other, fully boxed in now. They have to be careful. There's no way out. Trulix and Chicho might have signed themselves straight back to the lobby accidentally now. Oh no, having to heal here. Chicho gets caught out. One false mistake, and it will come back to haunt you here.
But
high ground.
Scope, Queasy, Thomas HD. They could tell Phaser for a moment, he got a glimpse, but he won't actually get a taste of what the high ground is like. Queasy now gonna be the first to drop. He's continuing, he knows he needs a refresh, he wants more material. If he can find an elimination, if he can play the disturbance factor, he can prevent anyone from having the potential to threaten Thomas HD's current position. Thomas HD, in fact, alongside Queasy, just gonna continue to try and secure as many eliminations as possible.
We are witnessing greatness right now as Thomas HD and Queasy are putting on a masterclass from the high ground here. Doing a very good job now, securing eliminations, starting to rack up. Queasy will have to get those mats there, has to jump to the tree. He sends Thomas HD down. The Soren to start cutting off the teams here. Completely new duos in the conversation as well. It's Zagu and King and Phaser now. That's all that's left in a clean 2v2 here.
But the zone pool, Thomas HD and Queasy, they made it to the top of the hill. Phaser is going to manage to find his way up. Thomas HD instantly puts him down. Queasy with the cleanup as well, and a victory royale finish.
We expect it, and now they're performing from the interview section all the way in to the first match here of the day. What a way to keep up the momentum. And of course, you know what we're gonna get next? A word here on the floor, given that we want to hear what's happening.
Would you please give it up, your Game 7 winners, Queasy and Thomas HD! Woo! Boys! That is the way to do a Game 7 on day 2 of Global Championships. Queasy, the high ground was king there again. What a way to start the competition today.
I mean, take high, don't die. It's that simple.
I love that. It's a man of few words, but you know what? They mean a lot. They have like a punch. Thomas, today as well, we see the likes of family in the audience, all these fans here as well. Fort Worth, make some noise for these players! I want to talk about how pivotal it was as well. You saw in the elimination feed, I think the 6th zone, we saw Peterbot and Poyo go down. Did you know then you had to capitalize on that?
I mean, Christians said, like you saw it in the kill feed, so yeah. Like, we just played our game. We didn't think about they were in the game, but it doesn't matter for us.
Now that you've seen the 1.5 multiplier making a massive difference today as well, looking at the points, you've really tightened things up at the top. Do you go out the same way again? I mean, obviously high ground being really important there. How did the mid-game change for you guys that time around?
I mean, we will see. I can't tell if we're going to play high or not, but if the opportunity is there, we're taking it.
And it seems as well, Queasy, that each time you guys get that high ground, you're the one sent down just to wipe the floor, get those eliminations. Thomas holds the high, and it's working really, really well.
I mean, yeah. What is there to say? Like, we just take high and we win. There's nothing else to do. Like, we just need to perfect our mid-game. And if we get into endgame with good match, that's it.
We're looking forward to seeing what happens next. Would you please, one more time, Fort Worth, give it up for Queasy and Thomas HD! Woo! That is the way to start a day 2 of FNCS Global Championships 2024. Loads more to come. What's going to happen next? We'll find out after this very short break. We'll see you in a few.
Maybe the question is...
That's the only thing we need. Oh yeah, this is from watching FNCS. Look, you get that. You either go on competitive.fortnite.com or you go to Legends Landing end game, and you can get rewards, guys. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, doing the new code. See, it doesn't feel so bad when we don't get it because we're doing something else. You know what I mean? All right, dispatching codes.
Another big victory for the Emperor.
By the Primarch, I had little faith I would hear from you again. Will you be joining the assault? Our path leads to the dome. Travel well, brothers.
Hi, Iudix. Cool name. He's freaking out. Are you okay, man?
Damage is worse than I thought.
Who is this?
10 priests are working on it now.
Wait, this is a human being. Wait, this isn't AI. How did that happen? Can you just jump in and out? Because I'm still in offline mode right now. I thought this was a new Ultramarine. Okay. Let's roll out, Iudix. You've got big shoes to fill. Chiron was very helpful. God, this is beautiful. Just take it all in. The power of humanity. When guided by the benevolent Emperor. Need that. I'll take it. Oh, it's so nice to have the heavy back, because now I can just cheese this. Whoop. Not on my watch. Oh, this is so clean right now. Oh god, okay, I fell apart. Alright, they're popping off. They are popping off right now, holy. Iudix is already down. I miss Chiron. I missed that last parry. Didn't miss that one though. We're back. It got a little hairy for a moment, but we're good.
Still a long way from the dome, and we must hurry. Need a ride, brothers? Sergeant, good to see you. The Cadians have the bridge under control. Thought you could use an extra hand. A welcome offer. Climb on.
What a nice guy. Dude just scoots in sideways on his whip. Lets us hitch a ride. That's my boy.
The temple is this way. Lieutenant, the Cadians are requesting support.
Request denied.
Thank you, brother.
We got bigger fish to fry out here. Tell them I killed a neurothrope. That should assist with their morale.
Ultramarines! Have the enemy infiltrated the dome?
No, my lord. What about the Temple of Thasian? The dome was evacuated days ago.
Rejoin the
I'm playing on veteran difficulty. And yeah, the game's been great so far. I'm really enjoying it a lot.
Captain Fairburn, we are to hold this position until further notice.
The dome is empty. Now move on.
But, sire,
I gave you an order.
forgive me, my lord. Perhaps there was a communication error. The captain insisted. The deserters. No, no, no. We have our orders.
Oh god, he's gonna just execute this guy on a hunch that he's a deserter.
I'll execute you myself.
Oh no.
Captain Fairburn, come in.
They must have deployed an EMP. He's not coming through.
Captain Fairburn, come in.
Oh, chaos! Chaos!
Ambush.
Shoot him! Damn! I knew it. Oh, wait. Varellus? That killed him?
Kill them.
Wait, wait, that killed Varellus? What is his armor made out of? Aluminum? How did that... what? Oh, shit.
Traitors. You will burn.
God, the Chaos Marines are cool. They were by far the hardest enemies in the first game, though. I accidentally just popped Gadriel a little bit. Hold on, I need this execute. That was badass. I like how the humans just die in a single bullet. The tiny tyrannid insects take more shots to kill. Don't you ever betray the Emperor. That'll teach you. I need this. Oh, oh my god! Okay, I don't even need to hit them. I just need to walk near them and they blow up. Why even bother taking the humans at that point? Need this. Huge. Iudex is down again. Damn it. I think he's at least doing a lot of damage before he goes down, so it's worth. Okay, that was interesting. That was almost really bad. Alright, we're good.
Titus to Captain Akaran.
Akaran here.
We were just attacked by the forces of chaos.
You're certain?
Yes, Akaran, I'm certain. They came in through a fucking warp.
Their minions.
How can you be sure?
Thrown, damn it. Do you have Luz?
Negative. We're minutes away.
Find him and get him out of there. Hurry. What are we waiting for?
I was waiting to be able to open the door. What do you mean, man? What's the rush? Varellus is already dead. We need time to mourn. Leave him alone! No. No, you can't let your emotions get the best of you. You're gonna create more of them. Wow. Where is this during the normal game, Chiron?
Cover him.
I will grind your bones.
Oh, wait. Since Chiron's been replaced by Iudex, it's just him out there. That's actually really bad for us. I feel like Chiron would be immortal over there, but Iudix is... He's a man. He's a real boy.
There are force fields covering the exits. They seem impervious to our weapons.
There we go. Looking good. Just play safe in there if you can, Iudix. Oh, these aren't humans. I just noticed. I was wondering why I didn't insta-kill him by touching him.
And these small micro changes will absolutely create domino effects. So what we're looking at, 7th place now, doesn't have as many teams there. We already know Vino and Clicks had a little bit of a different situation unfolding at their drop. Peterbot and Boyo had a team move out, right? Like, all of these teams now have to make adjustments.
But Venom moving in quickly towards that launch pad. It's evident with the forecast tower in sight. There's going to be a brawl stemming out of Sandy Steps, but also drawing in the attention of teams surrounding this southern section of the map.
Look at this.
Stored Reels definitely getting active.
Power Alex, Power Worthy continuing to perform very well on the drop. But that mid game, they can tighten things up, possibly leave the reels faster. They'll be better off. Angles looking good here. All shield bubbles expended, but look at the distance. There is, of course, more players coming in.
Love this snap fly adjustment out of Cooper and Kanata, though. They recognize, hey, we had issues with Surge. What better way than to try and third-party teams that won't be expecting it? Alex and Worthy, they're still trying to chase down Merstash. They find the second elimination. Malabuka and Merstash fall yet again to Oshi, but now Kanata, Cooper, they're not gonna let them relish in the moment for even a second. Kanata immediately breathing down the neck of Alex. He's trying to get a scramble out, but he hasn't had a chance to regenerate anything. He's just hoping that his teammate can try to provide some relief, but Kanata and Cooper, they finally find Alex, and that's gonna be the end of one half of the Oshi Power Boys.
And you can see Alex's only concern there was, let me buy time for my teammate to get out. We can still play this game. So Worthy looking to secure as much loot as possible and then rotate out. Meanwhile, seems like EU's Chap and Teeny here are going against NA Pars and Baka. So far, so good for Pars and Baka, who have a defensive hold inside the factory, but Teeny and Chap likely feeling like it's a little dangerous to step in now. They're gonna take what they can and move on out, it seems.
Teeny possibly reverting back to his old ways. There's Chap next to him. Seems like they want to look to try and apply some pressure to any teams that might be looking for some easy fishing strats over by the dock next to the ship it station. Yapko and Swizzy on the other hand, popping up at the raft. They're gonna manage to find threats in the process. And this triple contest situation just continues to heat up, but this is a very different Brutal Beachhead vision in comparison to what we've been used to seeing.
Yeah, we got Cow Gamer, Haman here now. Up against Andilex and Sato. Nicely done for Haman. Finding Sato with a big elimination here. Now Cow Gamer has to win his ones. Going toe-to-toe for the shot there. Andalex extremely weak.
Dang,
Calls in the
chat.
backup and beautifully done.
Dang, wait, why
As
do I gotta
Hamad
unplug and then plug
finishes
this back
the
just
deal
here?
here for Middle
Yo,
East.
chat.
And they're going to
Yo,
find themselves
chat.
a wonderful set of eliminations. Now
chat.
the drop
Yo,
is
chat.
theirs. No Acorn
Yo.
and Cold. So clearly a rotate must have happened and a lot sooner.
Is this real, chat?
They're
Yo,
not
chat.
the only ones.
Oh, yo, chat. Tomorrow
Countering
starts the first
some
day of
slight
I should speed
adjustments to
streaming.
loop path and
I should speed
rotation
streaming in South
strategies early on.
Asia.
Vico, Flixie next to Booga and Aviv, but at the same time,
Oblation
some damage was
box.
clearly applied. Whether that came from Booga and Aviv, didn't necessarily get the chance to see, but Vico and Flixie are now inside of the cemetery, and there's a very high likelihood that they're just looking and waiting for the opportunity to make a play for the weapons bunker nearby.
Take a little quick highlight here as we walk away.
Dang.
Unfortunately, King and Phaser gonna be some of the duos caught out. Good old Trisk.
Bro, they just jumped that guy. They just
Risky play walking into a building and a team sitting in the attic. Can you do?
It's almost like how we saw Huddy and Kovacs sitting inside of a bush in match 7. I think a lot of these players, again, you don't really want to get messy. You don't want to cut any corners. You've got to make sure that you are checking every angle, proceeding with caution every step of the way. Otherwise, you might just find yourself off guard. Braids completely exposed. Huddy had the overhead view, but didn't manage to connect the shots.
Still like this angle here. Plenty of gas in the tank here for Huddy. As he slides out, Visual and Braids put up a great fight so far. Huddy opening the distance here, still keeping tabs on the opponent, making sure the teammate doesn't find too much of an angle on him.
Twitch Brazzy.
And then you have in the bush, in the distance, in the base, Buzz and Epic Whale just listening ever so
Peterbot and
closely.
Pollo.
Meanwhile, Peterbot and Pollo making up for match number 7 here in match 8. Trying to farm and fish
Yeah,
for tags, right?
but
This
these
is
guys
their
are like 2
biggest
years old.
problem in match number 7. Now that
They're
they're
like 16 years old.
uncontested, basically didn't get to get those early fights, right? Things have gone a little bit differently for them. It's becoming a lot more difficult.
So same for Clix and Vena, though. They've seemingly been surrounded. We knew that there was going to be a lot of foot traffic coming through.
He's gonna
this
upload a video
area
saying
based off
where he
the
acts
forecast
emo
tower
depressed,
spawn,
and he's
but
gonna be like, I
Peterbot and
died
Pollo
because of
seemingly in full
lag,
control of
or because
that.
it was cold or my
Clix,
seat,
Veno,
or he said he
they're
was like
now gonna have
sick
to
and had a
choose
cold.
a new method to try and establish some surge tag damage. And again, with Storm closing in on their backs, they could take their time. They could still potentially loop back
Wait,
around.
where's Clicks?
Hit the vending machine that they're
Oh, he's over there.
familiar with. If that's still
Talking Chico?
standing.
Vino looking to see if he can find any tags anywhere. Meanwhile, Chicho and Trulex, they've been putting on a performance worth studying. You have to start to wonder now, what is it about their drop spot, their mid game, their early game that they've been able to do so well that they've continued to make end game and then perform at the highest caliber. Now being one of the few teams in the race here for the first place. But they still have to keep it up. They've still been contested, although the team that's there has given them a little bit of room to work with. Meanwhile,
That guy's
the
in a
team
storm
that
and
has
it's
a
he's
lot
dead.
less room, Swizzy and Yapko, right?
That guy's dead in
We
the
all know
storm.
the raft has been highly fought after. They have 3 Elans, so they're not making it easy for anyone, but hold up.
Nobody
Clicks to
goes after
back.
the Doomstat thing.
It's Crisp on the other side of his box, but Clix, Veno definitely looking a lot more healthy than their counterpart. And sure enough, Veno is going to close this one out. That's another elimination. 12 points already. Keep in mind, that point multiplier doesn't just come into effect for the placements, but eliminations also being worth 6 apiece. It's a great way to climb. But Veno, Clix, they've got to be careful sneaking up when they least expect it from 2 separate sides. Aspect, Cassie.
Bro, they literally just giving away.
Damo
Bro, they
resigns.
just gave away
This could
Cassie
go
and Aspect's
Bad
location.
to worse in a moment.
Yeah, Clicks already hears the shots coming out here, so they're not slick by any means. He does have a couple of splashes here, so being able to get their HP up is not going to be too much of a problem. Meanwhile, Vino looking to alpha up some positioning over Kazi and Aspect here. trying to see what this team wants to do. Vino clearly doesn't want to stick around for too much longer. It's a lot of risk involved here. He does have a couple of med kits. And I like what he's doing, though. He's inching his way across here, saying if you really want to do this, we're going to do it box to box, mano a mano. And there's the loot that he was trying to secure. Now he has got max mats, and there isn't much more for him to worry about here. However, if they stick around too much longer, I mean, only trouble is waiting for them.
At the same time, they've got to be really careful on how they choose to disembark and rotate out of here, because with so many eyes on, there is a high likelihood they could get tagged up in the process, and it's very nice
Bro, they're like
that
far
Venno
away
was
from
able
the
to secure
store.
those max mats, because Clicks having to build the entire way as they maneuver out of that location next to Sandy Steps.
Replay.
Take a look at the highlight here from Chad
Dang.
and Teeny.
Bro, I want to see
Strong
what.
EU duo, very consistent and for good reason. They take down FKS and Adapter there in a head-to-head engagement. Adapter still standing, actually, as we jump in live
Dang,
here,
it's over.
even after the save, but unfortunate now as they get fully finished. Trap goes down, the save's gonna come in. More shots from the distance here. It's Vico and Flixie hearing what's happening. Bobby and Larpex inside the base nearby as well. In come Muzz and Epic Whale. They hear the action. They're gonna need some surge. So it's a melting pot of regions and competition coming together now.
It's just the way that we're seeing all of these teams essentially conglomerate on top of each other. We didn't get a whole lot of this in day one.
Dang.
But the adjustments
It's
that
over.
everyone is trying to adapt to last second here, causing
Yo, Chow, I'll be right
so
back.
many hiccups for everyone else that teams are encountering across the way. Poyo and Peterbot even working their way through the storm. Got eyes on Yapko and Swizzy. They clearly want the fight, but way off in the distance. Teams a little bit closer to that edge of zone, putting even more pressure still onto Peterbot and Poyo. They are not getting the same clean rotations that they had all day yesterday.
Now keep in mind, this is a team that has
Yo,
landed
chat,
on each other, right?
I'll be back
Coming into
later
the
to
season, so
watch the
Peterbot
replay
and
to see
Poyo
who
now
won, so.
forcing to back out
The people
because
watching
tags
right
are
now
coming
is
in
a
from the distance.
short stream
It's
anyway, so.
definitely not ideal by any means.
Peterbot, and whoever
However,
wins, so.
if they found the
See you guys
tags
on
that
the
they need,
next.
they won't